Guys, happy Friday. I'm going to go a couple minutes here on Jalen Brunson before I get to anything else because, man, perfect role model for a basketball player. All 4 years at Villanova, wins twice. And what he did last night was ridiculous because this Knicks team is just very average. The offense is almost nothing's there. Towns was invisible yesterday. And from the very first points that he had to the last points, it's almost like the same kind of it just was emblematic of the whole game for Brunson. The first possession hits a wicked crossover, just a pull up 2 point jump shot, set the tone. It was just amazing. The whole game jumps out of the third quarter and leads them. And then on the last play, it was a ridiculous crossover, no push off, no nothing. He always seems to ask for the pick, and maybe you're underestimating exactly how good he is as a dribbler. Yeah, he wants the favorable matchup, but clearly didn't need it because he went against that Thompson kid and left him in the dust. Bangs a three, Knicks win. He was awesome, and it just makes it a lot easier when you're trying to teach kids to do the right thing for Brunson because like I said, stay in school, win, pass the ball, shoot the ball, whatever the team needs for them to win. You saw when he was in Dallas with Luca, he was able to take a back seat, and they were able to win at a certain level, right? But he needs the keys in order for. I do after watching that game yesterday. It just makes me think the Knicks might have enough juice to steal one of these games in Boston and make this a longer series. They're going to ride some momentum there because he was just fantastic. Boston, though, is the perfect foil for him. They do have a million guys to throw at him. Can't wait for that series. But a ton of credit for Brunson, and it just made me go back to Luca for a minute because I talked after they blew game four, and then Luca was terrible in game five. He's just terrible. He's not in shape to play basketball at the highest level. And I watched I think it was like 3.5 minutes. Somebody put together his highlights for his first year. I think it was his rookie year, maybe even his second year in the league, and he was just such a better athlete. And Reddick mentioned it, LeBron mentioned it. You just got to be in better shape. They were nicer about it than some people in the media were, and frankly, how the Mavericks felt about it. But if you're being honest with yourself, if you're watching the game, you just can't play basketball the way he plays and win at the highest level. The Lakers just absolutely died. So that series did not go my way at all. The Lakers just ran out of gas in every fourth quarter. He couldn't turn his back, like he had to turn his back to dribble every single time because he's just too slow to be faced up. So anyway, Brunson, the complete polar opposite, running around playing virtually every minute of the game yesterday and just doing everything for the Knicks. So Knicks advance. Clippers Nugget series is can't I don't know, just losing there by a point or so on the total is frustrating. But game seven, I still think I that was my bigger bet before the series started was the Clippers to win the series. So I still like it. I'm not going to hedge it. They're going to play tomorrow night. I just think the Clippers are going to beat them. They just have more energy in the tank. I'm surprised that the Nuggets were able to win the one game in LA. I didn't take that game when the Clippers were favored by 6.5. I thought it was going to be a little tight, but the Nuggets won that one. And then I was really wrong about game five. Nuggets got them there, but I think the Clippers win game seven, even though it's in Denver and it's James Harden for a seventh game. I'm going to take the Clippers. But I feel great about I'm going to spend a couple minutes on the game tonight because tonight's going to be a great game. It's a legacy game in a lot of ways here for the Warriors as they look to advance and have a shot here because they're going to get Minnesota in the next round. And I think it's a pretty good matchup for them if they're able to get past Houston. I just have a funny feeling Houston's going to get them. I've been watching how Golden State's adjusting with Curry and all the guys they're throwing at them, and it feels like Golden State offensively is running out of answers. The question is, can Houston just get the lead and put some pressure on them tonight? They were so good last game, making so many shots. I can't expect them to do the same thing they did in Game Five. But if they can make enough shots tonight, I think Golden State has ran out of answers on offense. I expect the game to be a little bit tighter defensively, lower scoring. I think it's going to favor Houston. I definitely like the 5 points. And I'm going to roll with Houston tonight. The rest of the playoffs are, the teams that we thought we'd advance pretty fast did Boston, Oklahoma City, and Cleveland. And then Indiana gets past Milwaukee. I don't have time to do I don't have the energy to say anything about the Pacers, the father being on the court. sometimes when someone tries to be contrary, when you're like 100% sure there's no other position, then you just can't trust that person. And it's not that big of a deal because it's basketball stuff. But Shaq, if you didn't see it, taking the other side, that somehow it was okay that a father's on the court antagonizing a player after the game, or any fan for that matter, is absolutely ridiculous. So I just think the Pacers. Yeah, they'll play the Cavs, analyze that game. I want to see game one. I want to see what the adjustments are for like what's the final five that the Pacers are going to throw out there. How do they really want to guard Donovan Mitchell? Because I don't. I think they matched up better against bigger wings. I think they actually match up better against Boston than they do against Cleveland. I don't know if they'll have the guards to stay with Mitchell and Garland. So I want to see how game one plays out before I make any predictions. But I can't really talk myself into the Pacers there. And all right, so Orioles stuff. I said at the beginning of the week, just got to win 2 out of 3 each of the series. So yeah, the middle game wasn't pretty, but they got that done. And tonight is a really big game, right? Big game. Kramer against Waka. The Royals are on a roll. They've won 3 in a row, and it's even better than that. They won 2 out of 3 from Houston, and then I think they got 2 out of 3 from Detroit. They had a really bad slump after we played them initially, but they just won 3 straight in Tampa. They don't have the off day though. They had to travel from Florida here to Baltimore. We had the off day. They're 17 and 15. They're pretty much the same squad they had last year. We'll see. I've been saying that the rock bottom for the Orioles season had to be, coming home after that weekend in Detroit, knowing that you were going to play the Yankees and now the Royals. So time to turn the page, and it feels like the season officially starts this weekend here. Try to get the bad taste out of your mouth from what happened last year. And yeah, analyze it all on Monday. So hope everybody has a great weekend. And yeah, I haven't really been into the baseball, to be completely, honest. The Orioles not playing well has made me a little less enthusiastic about baseball, spending more energy on basketball. So I'll have bets for baseball as the season goes on. But for now, sticking with the playoffs. Okay, so have a good day, guys. Good luck, and yeah, see you guys on Monday.